Hi guys, this is Paul with pauloriente.com. We really appreciate you coming back to check out this episode. Guys, this is a long time in the running. We've been working on it for the last few months and been thinking about this for the last few years as the success of the video of the 85-year-old grandpa that rips a speed bag has gone ballistic. It's gone viral. It's over 100 million views on multiple social media platforms. We're so excited now to finally be able to give this is the official behind the scenes episode to the 85-year-old grandpa that rips the speed bag. So as every story goes, there's a beginning. So stand by. It's going to be some great stuff you get a chance to learn. All right. Well, hey, Dad, it's that time we've been talking about. We said we're going to get together and do another behind the scenes to the 85-year-old grandpa that rips the speed bag. But these have been a little bit of kind of uncertain times with like COVID-19 going on, and we live a little distance away, and unfortunately, like right now, we can't be together, and but thankfully, because of technology, we're able to do this today. So you get a chance to share a little bit about your background, and we're going to talk a little bit about our family, but. It's a good day, isn't it, Dad?
Yes, it is.
It's an awesome day.
Okay.
Hey, I was checking out your shirt. What does that say, by the way?
Here it is.
People are awesome.
Awesome.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about the people are awesome and our friends at Jukin Media, our agent, that helped us with promoting and licensing and protecting the video that I shot of you, which is really amazing. It's been 3 years. Now, the People Are Awesome is one brand that is created and owned by Jukin Media. They also own the Pet Collective and the Fail Army and several others. But the People Are Awesome brand, this is one of theirs that helped drive this video over 100 million views. Now, on our channel, pauloriente.com, we got about 3.3 million. As of right now, it's the number 2 most watched speed bag video that we can find that's out there on the internet. So that's pretty awesome and incredible. Good Lord blessed us greater than we could ever imagine, huh, Dad?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We just had this idea to go down to see you and surprise you on your 85th birthday, and it was kind of like a last minute thing. We took off and we got down to Florida, and we surprised you. And I said, Dad, what do you want to go do for your birthday? And what'd you say? Let's go hit the speed bag. So we go down to the YMCA where Dad's been teaching for how long were you there for, Dad? Over 20 years now, huh?
22 years.
Yeah. So you taught thousands of students there.
Many. A lot of professional people. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, and all ages. But what I want to do, kind of, Dad, and we'll revisit this, but let's go back to, Dad, how old were you when you started training on the speed bag, and who taught you?
My uncle taught me. We lived in a 2-family home, so my uncle was upstairs, so it was very convenient. And he set up a speed bag in the basement. It was really cold basement. Called it a cellar. And he had the speed bag handle. Of course, they were really big and heavy at that time. I think they were made of cowhide. So he would jump. He put me on top. I was 14. He put me on top of a milk crate so I could reach and hit it. So it was very basic. Fighters don't really go into that. They like the heavy bag. So I learned the very, very basic. It got into my blood is what happened. And I always knew I was going to do this the rest of my life, And he trained as an amateur fighter, and you can tell by his nose it was flat. There was no joke about it. He talked about a gentleman named James Braddock. My father did also. He would say, as a kid, who's James Braddock? Well, he trained with him. Of course, it was a small gym. It was a very poor town. And was James Braddock trained there with him, my uncle. And he beat Max Baer for the championship of the world.
Wow.
That was a big event. So he has his name all over the town. Parks, everything is there. Everybody knew James Braddock. So that's how it started there. And every home I've had, I had a speed bag. It had to be there.
Right.
And I did a lot of traveling in my time, because I was in the restaurant business. So I was up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I have to tell you this story. And I was hitting it. I was doing the doubles, the fish rolls, the one-arm pass-through. And the guy came charging into the gym where I was hitting the bag.
Yeah.
It was another section. And he tapped me on the shoulder. He says, "Hey, who are you? Who are you?" I said, "Paul Oriente." "Why?" He said, "I heard some noise there that was different. I've never heard a noise like that in my life."
That's right.
I says, "Well, how long you been doing?" I says, "Well, this was 1957, and I was born in 32. So I wasn't great at it, but what I knew, it was good."
Yeah.
He said, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "No." He says, "I hit 5 bags at a time."
Wow.
I said, "Wait a minute. You were on Ed Sullivan's show many times. I saw you. I don't know who you are, but that was great." He had a little room, like something like what I had.
Wow.
He would take, he traveled with us, so had me taking apart nuts and bolts. But he would start off with his knees, alternating with his knees, and then he would come with his elbows and start hitting with his elbows.
Wow.
And he had a bag above his head. And then with his head, knees, elbows, and head, and he had 5 bags going on at one time. And I thought that was amazing. That was an amazing thing.
That
I
is.
met this guy. I couldn't believe I met this guy in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Wow. But he wanted to hear what
So
you.
when I retired,
Yeah, he wanted to hear what he wanted to see what you were doing just because he heard the sound that was so different.
the rhythm of the bag, and that's what I named. That's what I named my when I joined the Y. When I got certified, I named it the rhythm of the bag, which that's what it is. And the man who trained me, Alan Kahn, I saw his video. He was a drummer, so it was all about rhythm.
That's right. I remember.
Yeah, so I joined the Y in like 1997, I think it was 98, and when I joined the Y, they had a speed bag. I was really surprised, but not many Ys had speed bags. They had a heavy bag, but never a speed bag. So I hit it for a couple of years. Then one of my sons said, "Dad, I'm going to buy a house," and he says, "I want the same setup as you did. Pool table, ping pong, and the speed bag and weights." I said, "Okay." So I told him, "Go to ringside." He got a speed bag. When he got there, he said, "When you buy this, you really should get a video and a book how to do this here." So my son called me. I said, "Go get it." He says he hits it front, reverse, and sideways. I never heard of that. I did a few things like that, but not all of it.
So that was Alan Kahn. So that was
Alan Kahn,
yeah, that was Alan Kahn, the author of the Speed Bag Bible. So my brother had seen that on the Ringside website, and he thought, "Wow, this is incredible. This guy hits the bag in all different directions, kind of like what we had been doing, but even more so. There was more over 30 techniques, right?" So we got that. He got the video and sent it to you.
Yeah, it was actually at that time it's one video now, 2 hours, but at that time it was a 2-hour, 4 videos. So every month we would rotate them. I would get it for a month, and I would send it to one of my other sons. So all my sons learned the speed bag.
Right.
They all learned the Alan Kahn way, my way, Alan Kahn way. That's how it all. And then the Y, when I 2000, let's see. In 2003. The Y approached me, management, and said, "You're good enough to teach it. Would you like to teach and have a program?" I said, "Would love to do it." He said, "The only problem is you have to be certified." And I said, "Well, God, there's nobody I know is better than me for where I was living." So then I thought so I called my boy up who bought that video. I said, "We got to get Alan Kahn's number. I can't get it. I can't reach him." So I talked to him. We talked for an hour. And I said, "I'd like to get certified." He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want you to come to my hometown and do a demo for two demos and certify me if I'm good enough."
That's right.
And that's what we did. So 2003, I got certified. And then from there was a YMCA youth festival in Prague, Czech Republic.
That's right.
And my manager said to me, "How would you like to go there, Ernie?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "The only trick is you have to pay your own way." I said, "That's okay, I can do it. I want to spread the word all over the world."
That's That's right.
So there were 7,500 youngsters, and they would come in groups with flags, Norway, Sweden, and they were all over the world, 50 countries. So I opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning until midnight, and I had a lamppost over my head. I could see it. And when I went over there, I said, all I need is 4x4s, 2x4s, and plywood, because it has to be big. They put me on a hill. It had to be sturdy. So I made it with no electric. I made it with a bow saw.
Oh, wow.
And
Unreal.
a broken hammer and a little broken chair.
Wow.
Outdoors in the sun. I built it in 3 hours, and I think I have a photo of that where I like to show you. Yeah. So that was that. There.
You got a photo of it still? Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I have. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay, great.
I'll send you a picture.
Great.
I'll send you the picture of the grounds. It looks like Florida with like 50 to 100 tents and I'll show you where I was at. I was in between two bandstands with a light, so everybody had to pass me to see the music, hear the music. So everybody saw me.
So
They were marveled by it.
now you
Most
dad.
people never saw a speed bag in their life. Never saw a speed bag in their life.
Yeah, and then so you did the demonstrations, and then the kids lined up in the hundreds to get a
They
chance.
would come. There was 3 bags going. Then I had 2 boys from. I have to tell you, there's 2 boys from Norway, 12 and 14. They were there every minute that I was there. They learned the technique and the advanced course. They knew the whole thing.
Wow.
The whole thing. They would. If we went to lunch, he would say, I'll get your lunch. Give me your ticket. I'll get your lunch. I'll go to the commissary. You keep hitting the bag.
Wow.
And they became my friends. I hope I hear from them someday if they see this video.
I know,
They
Dad.
were great boys.
That'd be awesome. I know you've asked me over the years. Hey,
That would be awesome because if I had to hear from I gave them actually a book and a video with my number and address in it. I hope I hear from them someday, especially through this video. It would be nice. I'm still going. But the fact that they probably thought I died because I was diagnosed with cancer before I left.
yes, I remember.
And my wife said no. And I says, if I die and go to Prague and ship me back, don't worry. I have to do this.
Yeah.
So when I was there at a beer garden with my friend, my manager, I said, you know something? I have cancer, but I still made this trip because I had to do it. I had to spread the word all over the world about the speed baggers. And, well, there's so many programs out there with the speed bag, but I also got involved with the Rock Steady. I helped people who come into town and they had Parkinson. And it was a wonderful thing to help these people because sometimes the wife would hit the bag because she had the problem, and the husband would come to me and say, you're an angel because when she gets done with this, the tremor is gone.
Wow.
The tremor is gone. You know how good I felt? They would cry.
Yeah.
How do you think I felt?
Yeah.
I had people with brain damage. I had people. One guy was blind. I got him started just doing the basics. I had one who was deaf, was walking in with a dog. I taught her. I taught ball players. I taught a professional fighter who won the gold from Mexico.
Yeah.
Won the gold in boxing. And I went to his gym.
That's right.
And he's training his heavy and changing. And his one of his stars was a light heavyweight champion of the world. I can't give you his name, but I wish I could, but I can't. But I went to his gym. I spent 3 hours up there training all the fighters, and they loved it.
That's right. I know you worked with, Dad, you worked over the years with MMA fighters, with their trainers, trained the trainer. You worked with, of course, I'm a martial artist, and I have been since 1983. And, I've taught martial arts, but then I've also taught the speed bag because I see the use with hand and eye coordination, with endurance, with cardio, hand speed. There's all kinds of things that the speed bag gives. And I know for you, you've spent a whole lifetime as a master chef. Diet and exercise has been the key to long life and a good life. And so you've always eaten well and then exercised. And that's really made a difference, hasn't it, Dad?
Oh, absolutely. I read a book years ago, Eat to Live. And And I stuck with that thing about eating nutritional food. And I tell you what, I'm 88 and I just passed my physical. I never failed a physical in my life. Never. And that's pretty hard. Well, anyway, I taught, some of the people I taught that I was really proud of was a professional golfer. She's the head of all the women's golfers now. She sets up tournaments. And I taught her to stick. She was ecstatic. I have a ball player that pitched for the Chicago White Sox. He
Awesome.
had Lou Gehrig with that elbow problem, what they call it.
Oh, was it like tendonitis?
Yeah, not more than that.
Oh.
Was it Lou Gehrig's?
Lou Gehrig's disease?
No, it's like a bursitis, but worse. Anyway, I taught him, and his trainer said, his doctor said, hit the speed bag. He said, I'm already hitting it.
Yeah.
He said, well, stay with it because that's going to heal you.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say it's been a lot of people have taught this thing. Very interesting.
Well, it's taking you to places you never thought, huh, Dad? I mean, who would think that you could take this? It's taking you to places you never thought.
That's right, yeah. Well, this thing here, I met so many people. I actually I trained a man from who worked at Cape Canaveral.
Wow.
With Cape Canaveral. I was done. He said, what do you do for a living? I had to ask, but he said, Cape Canaveral. He did that thing like in space where they put you in the tank like carefree, floating in air.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, I know it was really amazing. It's really amazing, Dad. So once I ended up taking that video of you, I had already a video that I had submitted to Jukin Media, who's the largest media sharing business in the world. And I had submitted one video, strange object falls in North Carolina sky. And I was just out because I was out in the field. We're farmers at the Lufa Ranch. I was out in the field and I was irrigating and I saw something strange falling out of the sky. And I figured it was a plane at first, but the more I looked at it, it just looked really odd. So I ran on the four-wheeler back up to the house, grabbed my camera, and I went out to the deck outside the house. There wasn't enough time to go back down the hill to where the field was to video because the object was going behind a mountain. So I began filming that and I captured that. I put it on our YouTube channel, and then I wanted to share it really with the media, and I began calling different news channels, and nobody would answer the phone or call me back, and I ended up just doing a little bit of research, and I found Jukin Media had offices across the world. They had one in New York and L.A., in the UK, and now they're in New Delhi in India, and I dialed their number in L.A. and somebody answered the phone, and I could talk to a live person. And when I showed him the video of the falling object, he immediately wanted it. And so they took assignment on that, began protecting and promoting that one and licensing it. A few months later, then I shot the video of you on the speed bag, called them again. Immediately, they wanted that one as well. So a few months later, they put it into a little piece of it into a compilation on the People Are Awesome brand. And they called that video the 2017 People Are Awesome Martial Arts Edition. And that one ended up running in multiple places on the internet and different social media platforms, over 100 million views. Just absolutely incredible. They've licensed it for Advent Healthcare, for hospital commercials, and it just continues to grow. I've assigned more and more videos to them from my channel because they're just doing a fantastic job. So, it's gone further than I could have ever expected. And I talked to them a few weeks back, and I said, our video is just amazing as far as how far the reach has been. My dad and I, we want to do a behind-the-scenes video. I think it's time. It's been 3 years. Dad's 88 years old. We only captured him just for a few minutes. Well, that whole video was just over 2 minutes, Dad. And you were kind of taking it easy. You weren't showing all the techniques that you do, which is really, over 30. But I just captured a little glimpse. We are just happy to spend the day with you. And, our channel alone has 3.3 million views. And so We just are so grateful for Jukin Media. Dad, I'm grateful for you just inspiring not only me, but our entire family. And now you've inspired the world, Dad, for health and fitness at 88 years old. The fact that you can get up and not just live, just get by, but you are living a vibrant and healthy life, eating well, exercising, giving back to the community where you live. But then giving back to our channel is seen in over 200 countries, Dad. So we have had thousands upon thousands of people that are commented, that are encouraged by it. Fantastic. We hope to be able to encourage others that health and fitness is important, but also, when somebody teaches you something, try and be the best that you can at it. Get to the point where you can share it with others. And that's something that you've done, Dad. And so the speed bag is more than just the physical act of doing something on the bag. I mean, it's really amazing. There's some people that are fantastic on the speed bag. Spending the time giving back to others has really been tremendous, Dad. An inspiration to me as your son, and an inspiration to many. So being the inspiration for so many. Jukin Media, thank you so much for helping to promote our video. And so we get a chance to see Dad in one or two extra places. Encouraging. Pretty awesome, huh, Dad?
That is very, very awesome. Great. Thanks for doing everything, Paul. You've been great.
Yeah.
And we're sharing this with the world. This is important because you don't see this kind of hitting of the bag every day.
That's right.
It's just very different.
That's right.
What I love about Alan Kahn. He shared it with the world.
He did.
He's a great man.
Alan freely. That's right. Alan freely gives.
And he learned the bag from an old man in Memphis University. Because Alan Kahn was a drummer. When he heard the beat, an old man like me taught him his bag.
How about that? I remember Alan telling me, because I had a chance to train with him out in San Diego years ago, and get a chance to meet he and his wife. And the thing that Alan would always share is, Paul, the speed bag is bigger than me. I just want to teach others about it. Yet, like, he has the skill set that was amazing, and he could turn on music and hit the bag in multiple techniques to the rhythm of that song. Absolutely amazing. Blindfolded, doesn't matter. But even with his skill set that he had, Alan was so full of kindness to always share, super humble. He'd give out books of the Speed Bag Bible. He would give out his videos, signatures. He just wanted people to be inspired. So guys like Matt Santiago, who else, Dad?
Oh, God.
What are some of the names?
So
Lisa Perrone.
Lisa Perrone. Yes. Well, we met at my son's house one day.
Yeah.
And she did a beautiful job.
Yeah. So she's amazing.
And
but
how about the one? How about John? John.
John. Yeah. It's John Baca. Yeah.
John Baca, who won the
congressional.
the presidential.
Yeah. No, it's Congressional Medal of Honor. Yeah, I had a chance to train with John Baca. He's incredible. But the list goes on. He has so many students.
I trained with him too in San Diego when I was out there.
That's right.
Fantastic.
That's right. We did.
Yes, I met him.
We did. So.
He was a great man too. We got to get him in there too.
Yeah. So Alan Kahn, thank you, Alan Kahn, for everything you've done for our family. Just to kind of continue to help us grow in the speed bag. Dad started it. Alan continued on. We each continue on. I'm a martial artist. My other brother, one of my brothers, is a martial artist. We still continue to use it for training, hand speed, hand and eye coordination, teaching others, and it's been an amazing journey, Dad. I would have never expected it. There's a really awesome movie out there called Art of the Speed Bag, and you'll see Alan Kahn in there. Matt Santiago, and some of the other experts out there. Oh, there's a whole list of them, but definitely you want to check that out. Art of the Speed Bag gives some more of the history. The speed bag was way before boxers started using it. It was something used in vaudeville shows, huh, Dad?
Yes, yeah. They were actually full of sand on a long rope, That's how the speed bag started. It was full of sand, and we're hitting it. And then Lindsborg, no, it was a place, Linsdale, I think it's called, in England. They started to put bladders in them, and they actually started the speed bag. It was in England. It
Yeah.
started.
Yeah. So you see, the fighters the boxers will use it. Like Alan Kahn used to say, he kind of felt like they were underutilizing the bag. There's so much more they can do with it. Usually, it's just a few strikes forward, maybe a little bit reverse, maybe a double punch. But they have so many other tools in their training: heavy bags, water bags, double end bags. So many other tools to train. So the speed bag is just one. Probably if they learned a lot of different techniques like what we do, it would keep them hitting longer on the bag. It would help them keep their hands up longer. And that's what I saw as I trained some fighters out in San Diego that when they did amateur fights, a lot of times they were excellent in the gym training. But when they got out there to do some of the amateur fights, they would gas out and they would be wiped out in just a few minutes of punching. They weren't used to having their hands up like that. Like when we train in the speed bag, the hands are always up in a way that really builds your upper body strength. And so as I've trained in boxing clubs in San Diego, I had many fighters come up to me and said, hey, can you show me? They were mixed martial artists. They were boxers. They were Thai fighters. One of them was Coach Mel Manor. And he was a pro fighter, a K1 fighter. And Mel did a little bit of training with my kids. But I did some training also with Mel, show him a few tips on the speed bag. And Mel fought in front of 100,000 people as a K1 fighter. And so we've had a chance to really have an effect on some people and share this, Dad, in a way, way bigger than we thought, right?
Yes.
It's been good.
There was one story here. My son's daughter was taking tennis lessons from a pro. He was from England, and he was a pro. And at the end of, they were training for quite a while, and I was there sitting watching. And at the end of the session, he says, you should really hit the speed bag. And to speed bag, he said, well, we have one at home. My dad has one. Why don't you come over and show me how to do it? So he came over. I said, boy, you're really good. Can you show me? That was really given to him. So I got up there and I started doing it. And he looked at me and says, oh, my God. He said, you hit the bag just like I learned from Alan Kahn. I said, well, he's certified. He was shocked, but he was telling my granddaughter to hit the speed bag. Yes, that's my last story. I'm running out of stories.
Well, hey, Dad, thanks so much. Hey, thanks again.
I'm going to send you. I'm going to say everything from Prague, the grounds, how everything was.
Great.
My speed bag
Great.
platform. I'm going to mail it with your phone. I'll return it to you. Okay.
Okay, sounds great, Dad. Hey, we love you.
Paul, we love you, and God bless.
God bless you, Dad.
And God bless Alan Kahn, great man.
That's right. Amen.
Amen.
I love you, Dad. Ciao.